Welcome back to Deep Dive Library, where we do a deep dive on your favorite books. And oh boy, we got a good chapter today.
Yep.
We got a
We're
real.
finally in part two.
Finally, in part two, we are officially in the game section of the book.
Yup.
Um, this was a really fun read. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this well because I don't have
Mm,
it like highlighted, but
that's
like
okay.
my
I do.
entire first couple of pages are just marked up with it with things. Um, so there's a lot to be said here.
Yeah.
But real quick before we get into things, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, let's just go ahead and get into this.
Yeah, let's definitely because I love this chapter.
It's
It's such a
such a
good
good
chapter.
chapter. So Peeta has just told Katniss that,
Well,
or they just told the entire country of Panem that he is in love with Katniss, and yeah, Katniss is like, or just for a moment, the camera's hold on Peeta's downcast face, as what he says sinks into the audience, and then Katniss can see her own face, mouth half open, in a mix of surprise and protest, magnified on every screen, as she realizes that he is talking about her. And I couldn't be me, dog. I would have gotten up and left stage.
Oh.
100%.
Oh no, she would have been executed right there.
I mean, probably, but I know that way too close to the games.
Yeah.
This is the night before.
Yeah, but they probably could have just set off her pressure plate
Once,
immediately.
yeah, that's fair, and I wouldn't put it past them either.
Yeah.
Um, so, or Caesar is like, that's a piece of bad luck, and I'm just wrote next to that. Yup.
Yeah. And she notes that there is a real edge of pain in his voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he probably, is genuinely upset for Peeta that this is his lot.
Yeah, like this is
Not only are you going to die, but you're going to have to watch the love of your life die.
Yeah.
Or maybe not the love of your life, but definitely the person that you're currently interested in die.
Well, I mean, he's at least been in love with her since that night in the rain.
I don't like the way you phrase that. It did not sound right. Anyway.
Since he gave her the bread.
Yes. And Peeta is just like, yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
And the crowd is murmuring in agreement, that it's bad.
Some even giving out agonized cries,
which just feels a bit over the top. It's like you're not the one in love with her and about to die,
right? Like it seems very, again, like I said last chapter, very Victorian, almost like just like over the top BS going on in the Capitol right now.
But it is the capital, so
yes.
What else could we expect?
Peeta or Caesar has asked Peeta if he has told her, and Peeta's like, well, not until this moment.
I love the way Carolyn just reads Caesar's line there. It's like, well, I don't think any of us can blame you. It'd be hard not to fall in love or fall for that young lady. It's just something about the way she reads it.
Yeah.
It gives me a little.
But like, oh God, what's his name? The guy who plays him in the movie.
Oh, Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, Stanley, if you ever somehow see this. I love you and your movies and stuff that you're in. I just momentarily forgot your name. Also, if Stanley Tucci somehow sees this, please leave a comment, dude. That would be awesome.
Probably don't, because I'd have a heart attack.
But just his presence in this moment in the movie is spot on.
She's like, oh, that's a piece of bad luck. It's like, I think it's more than bad luck, but okay.
Just a little bit, I think. Katniss allows herself to look up at the screens just long enough to see that the blush on her cheeks is unmistakable.
And Caesar was like, wouldn't you love to put her back out here and get a response?
Well, her time's already been spent, so no such luck.
Sadly, rules are rules, and Katniss Everdeen's time has been spent. Best of luck to you, Peta.
Peta?
Peeta.
That's almost as bad as Sokka, okay? Almost.
Except for the fact that my brain was trying to, or my mouth was trying to combine Peeta and Melarg.
Oh.
So
I thought you because you went with the like you Pata like
no.
But Peeta.
Yeah.
Different book series.
And I think I speak for all of Panem when I say our hearts are ago with yours. You gonna die too? No, I'm kidding.
That's yeah. Well, so yeah, the crowd erupts in a roaring applause and cheers and probably whoops of holler or holler of whoops.
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 Whoops. Whoops.
Whoops.
Well, some of them are like, well, honestly, wouldn't put it past them. This is the capital we're talking about.
Nah, I'm sorry. If it were me, I would be sitting there going, that's
rough, buddy. So as we continue here, when the audience finally settles down, Peeta chokes out a quiet thank you and returns to his seat. They stand for the national anthem, and Katniss raises her head as it is required. Only punishable by death, if not done, probably, because this is Panem we're talking about.
This is Snow.
Yeah, this is Snow we're talking about, which we'll get to him sooner than we think, honestly. After the anthem, the tributes file back into the training center, and onto the lobbies. Katniss makes sure to enter an elevator that does not have Peeta on it.
Excuse me.
And like she makes her way up to the 12th floor, and as she steps out, Peeta's stepping out, and Katniss is just like palm heel strike.
Yeah, literally. Peeta has only just stepped out of his car when I slammed my palms into his chest, and I highlighted that and I wrote rude.
Oh, right, like
because it's like, dude, like at least give him a moment where he's gonna like see it coming.
Yeah,
be able to defend himself. But no, it's just like walk, walk.
And so because of this, Peeta falls backwards into an ugly urn. I don't know why the urn has to be ugly, but he stumbles back into an urn. It shatters, and he falls into the shattered pieces of pottery, cutting open both of his hands.
Do you think the urn being ugly is symbolic of like Katniss's feelings in this moment?
That was very English teacher of you, but like I kind of like the idea. It is either that or it could be a symbol of the heredity of the games.
Or like how the districts view the capital.
Very well could be that too. There actually now that you say that, there's a lot of possibilities for that symbol.
Or maybe it's just not to Katniss's taste.
It could just be that.
She's just like, wow, this doesn't fit the room. Mm-hmm. I am an interior designer.
Not in this book, she's not.
I don't think she is in any of the books.
Nope. Just especially not in this one. She does become a designer later on.
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, if you will give us a moment. All right.
Sorry about that.
That was our cats were being stupid, knocked some shit over.
So yeah, Katniss just palm heel strikes Peeta. He falls back into an ugly vase that we're just undeterminate about.
So first, palm heel strike, and then discombobulate.
That is a niche reference, if I'm concerned. as far as I'm concerned, because like it's been the discombobulate has been used a lot.
Yeah,
But
it's a meme.
that movie came out a long time ago.
That's the first fucking Robert Downey Jr.
Sherlock
Sherlock
movie.
Holmes.
Yeah. Anyway, Peeta says aghast, what was that for? Katniss is like, you had no right.
I just again like this. There are things that like a certain moment sometimes that
The voice crack was unintentional, but fit so well.
I mean, because like he's like, what was that for? Like, and like fame, same. Like if I were in his shoes,
I'd also be confused.
I would have tripped. His feet are definitely bigger than mine. But yeah, no, I would have also been confused. You just step out of an elevator onto your floor, and all of a sudden you're being assaulted.
Yeah. Like it doesn't make any sense.
And then she's like, you had no right to go saying those things about me. And just then the elevator opens.
And the rest of the crew steps out onto the floor, and Effie's like,
what's going on? Did you fall?
And Peeta's like, after she shoved me. And Haymitch turns to Katniss, you shoved him?
This was your idea, wasn't it? Turning me into some kind of fool in front of the entire country.
And Peeta's like, well, it was my idea.
Haymitch just helped me with it. Yes, Haymitch is very helpful to you. It's like, damn, Katniss, like.
And then Haymitch just kind of lays.
You are
like Haymitch just kind of lays into her hair. He's like, do you think he hurt you? That boy just gave you something you could never achieve on your own. Katniss is like, but he made me look weak. He goes, he made you look desirable. And let's face it, you can use all the help you can get in that department. You were about as romantic as dirt until he said he wanted you. Now they all do. You're all they're talking about. The star-crossed lovers. Star-crossed? Star-crossed lovers from District 12. And I triple underlined that because it's the first time we hear the term star-crossed lovers. Oh my gosh. Okay. Apparently I have a hard time saying that.
Apparently.
Which goes on to be very, very important later on.
Yeah, so you better learn how to say it.
I'll get it memorized.
I'm just trying to move my hair off my forehead.
So Haymitch grabs Katniss and pins her to the wall.
Yeah, after she's like, we're not star-crossed lovers.
And he's like, who cares? It's all a show. The whole thing is, that's the whole point of the games. It's a show for stupid people. He doesn't say it like that, but
No, he definitely would have been flogged.
Well, no, because
there are cameras everywhere.
Oh, that's true.
So he definitely would have been flogged.
He probably wouldn't have made it back to the Capitol. Or to the
the district.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Bless.
Let's see.
It's all a big show. It's all about how you're perceived.
Yep.
The most I could say about you after your interview is you were nice enough, although that in itself was a miracle. Now I can say you're a heartbreaker. Oh, how the boys back home fall longingly at your feet. Which do you think will get you more sponsors? And
I love the tone that Woody uses for this line in the movie.
I don't even remember if he says it like that.
I'm fairly certain he does, because I can almost remember it like him having that the humanity tone in his voice. Or maybe I'm just remembering Carolyn McCormick reading it, because she also uses that tone.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing it in Woody Harrelson's voice. Could very much be what's happening right now.
Yeah. And
Katniss notices the smell of wine on his breath.
And it's like
Katniss turns into a cat. That's not a headcanon I was expecting. That doesn't look like a hairball. Anyway, Sinnoh comes over and puts his arms around Katniss and is like,
Just one arm.
Yeah. And he's like,
he's not like,
he's like, Cinna's like, he's right, Katniss. Excuse me. I almost died there for a second.
You need a cough drop, Cinna?
Lozenge. Come on, it's barely linted. That's a very niche reference.
Belly linted lozenge.
Katniss is like, I should have been told, so she didn't look stupid. And Portia says that her reaction was perfect. If you had known, it wouldn't have, seemed as real, which is fair. Peeta's like, she's just worried about her boyfriend. To which,
Katniss is like, I don't have a boyfriend.
But her mind immediately goes to Gale,
And he's like, whatever. But I bet he's smart enough to know a bluff when he sees it. Besides, you didn't say you were in love with me, so what does it matter?
And then Katniss just immediately starts reeling. Like,
yeah, I mean, kind of. It's like a bit of an epiphany here for her.
Yeah, like it's she's just like, well, damn.
Yeah. The words sink in, my anger fading. I'm torn between thinking I've been used and thinking I've been given an edge. Haymitch is right. I survived my interview, but what was I really? A silly girl spinning in a sparkling dress? Giggling? The only moment of any substance I had was when I talked about Prim. Compare this to Thresh, his silent, deadly power, and I'm forgettable. Silly, and sparkly, and forgettable. No, not entirely forgettable. I have my 11 in training. But now Peeta has made me an object of love. Not just his. To hear him tell it, I have many admirers. And if the audience really thinks we're in love, I remember how strongly they responded to his confession. Star-crossed lovers. Haymitch is right. They eat that stuff up in the Capitol. Suddenly I'm worried I didn't react properly. And it's like,
what were you supposed to do?
Calm down.
What were you supposed to do there? You just had this guy that you realistically like in some manner, but you're not sure how. Right? There's been a connection since that night that he gave you the bread. So you don't really know how to deal with these feelings. That's fine. But to sit there and think, oh, maybe I didn't react appropriately. Like, you reacted how anyone would react to being told in front of the entire country that the person who came here to die with you was in love with you. Like, I think anyone would react in that manner.
It would just be like,
male or female. Like, it wouldn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, any human being would react like that. So you acted accordingly. You're just reeling again. Like,
yeah. And then she asked the others if after Peeta said what he said, if they thought that she could be in love with him too, because now she's looking at this as like, a means of
survival.
Yeah, helping her and stuff. Yeah. And Portia responds that she did the way that Katniss avoid looking at the cameras and the blush.
The others, start chiming in and agreeing, and I think this is the first time Haymitch calls Katniss sweetheart, and it's not sarcastic.
Yeah.
Because he goes to say here, you're golden, sweetheart. You'll have sponsors lined up around the block. And I think this is the first time he calls her sweetheart without it being like a sarcastic dig.
Yeah, without it being like patronizing.
Yeah. And Katniss, again, starts to reel again. She's like, I'm sorry I pushed you. Peeta's like, it doesn't matter. Although technically it's illegal,
Yeah.
which I can almost imagine Peter saying that with like a slight smirk on his face if it wasn't the fact that he's probably in a lot of pain right now.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
And I'm sorry, I keep doing this. He's almost like surely actually like angry in this moment.
oh, for
Like,
sure.
cuz I mean, imagine if you confessed to someone that you are in love with them and then they just get angry with you about it. And it's
Right.
like, what?
Right.
You're gonna sit here and get angry about at me for how I feel? The fuck?
Yeah, no, and Katniss is like, "Are your hands okay?" And Peter's like, "They'll be all right." And then the awkward silence that follows, because it can't be anything but awkward
Yeah, I
after all
mean,
this. They smell the delicious smell of their dinner. They get a delicious waft of the smell of their dinner.
yeah.
Um, and
And
Haymitch
they
is like,
go.
"Let's eat." And Haymitch is always ready for food. So
No, not really. If you remember, when the first time
when
that
when he's more sober than usual, he's ready for food. When he's pissed drunk, he'd just rather keep drinking.
well, I mean, and if he's like super hungover, then like he doesn't really want to eat either.
No, which is fair, but at the same time, probably the best thing for you. Um,
Um,
so
yeah.
Peeta's hands are bleeding too heavily, so Portia leads him off to get medical treatment. And they start with a cream and rose petal soup.
And by the time they finish the soup, PETA has returned, and his hands are all bandaged. And Katniss thinks, I can't help feeling guilty. Well, I guess she feels, not thinks. Tomorrow we will be in the arena. He has done me a favor, and I have answered with an injury. Will I ever stop owing him?
And I underlined that, and I was just kind of like, probably not. You keep screwing up.
Damn. All right.
I didn't write that, but that's what I was thinking. So after dinner, they watched the replay of the interviews, and thinks that she seems frilly and shallow, twirling and giggling in her dress. Although the others assure her that she is charming.
I don't know. I have to agree with Katniss on that one.
Yeah, same. And then
Um,
there she is. Or Peeta, is actually charming.
and then utterly
Winning
winning.
as the boy in love. And then there she is, blushing and confused, made beautiful by Cinna's hands, desirable by Peeta's confession, and tragic by circumstance, and by all accounts, unforgettable.
Um,
This is where things really start to get stressful. Like, this is about the point when I was reading through this where like my own heart rate started to pick up as we're getting closer and closer and closer to them just being in the arena. This is where it started. So the next morning, or tomorrow, Katniss is thinking to herself that tomorrow at dawn will be, uh, that they'll be woke up early and prepped for the arena. The games don't actually start until 10, so the games always start at 10 because the residents of the capital
tend to sleep in.
And late, which 10 doesn't feel late.
I
But I mean,
but
compared to the rest of the country where they're up probably the crack of dawn,
yeah,
headed off to work. I mean, we see that the day of the reaping, back in chapter 1, when Katniss gets up to go hunting, it's just barely sunrise, right? And there are, well, no, it's in the first chapter of the second book, I think.
yeah.
Katniss gets up to go hunting, and there's already people out in the streets at barely sunrise.
I mean, in the first chapter of Catching Fire, she's already in the woods.
Yeah, that's right. But still, there are people out and about at that time of the morning, so.
Yeah.
I haven't read Catching Fire in a while. I think I've read that one the least, which makes no sense, but
No, it doesn't. I feel like Mockingjay would be the one that you've actually read the least.
no, because I have a copy of that one on my phone for some reason, but not the others, so I have listened to it, like bits and pieces of it when I'm bored.
Interesting.
Anyway, let's see. Um, yeah, so they'll get up, they'll be woken early to get ready to go towards the arena, which have already been pre-prepared, um, for this year's games. The arenas are chosen, or the locations for the arenas are chosen several years in advance, so they can go ahead and be built, um, and everything can already be set up and in place for when the time the games come. It is a very arduous process. Um,
Yeah.
but Haymitch and Effie will not be going with them. As they leave here in the morning, they will head to the games headquarters, um,
To
which
where
isn't like, is the headquarters in within the capital, or is it in that
I'd
thing at the
assume
arena?
I'd assume that it's in the capital because otherwise I don't see because the game makers stay back in the capital. Um,
Right,
so they're controlling the games from the capital.
right.
Excuse me. So for
I know that from later books there's like a secondary control system within the arena itself. Am I wrong?
secondary control system are you talking about?
Is there not?
Not that I can think of. The closest I can think to what you're talking about is like when you see the game makers in the movies. Um,
Or maybe I might be thinking about something from Sunrise
oh,
and I'm confusing it.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no. Um, yeah, so yeah, I would assume that they would be in the capital because otherwise, how would they get in contact with sponsors and stuff? So
Right. So anyway, let's move forward. Senna and Portia will on the other hand follow them to the catacombs underneath the arena,
yeah,
to where they will help them get prepared for the launch. Uh and yeah, like this is like a little sad and a little funny in this next part here. Effie takes both of them by the hand and with actual tears in her eyes wishes them well.
no. I actually read it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Effie takes both of us by the hand and with actual tears in her eyes wishes us well. Thanks us for being her best tributes. It
It has ever
ever
been.
been her privilege to sponsor. And then because it's Effie, she's apparently required by law to say something awful, and she adds, "I wouldn't be surprised if I finally get promoted to a decent district next year." And then she kisses us each on the cheek and hurries out, overcome with either the emotional parting or the possible improvement of her fortunes.
And it's like
And it just this again, it's incredibly sweet, but again, it just that naivety that Effie has. Also, her lack of like social awareness is incredible.
yeah, I just love and then because it's Effie and she's apparently required by law to say something awful. It's
Right.
just like I want to disagree with you, but
At the same time,
yeah.
um, and let's see. Haymitch crosses his arms, looks them both over. Peeta asks any final words of advice, and Haymitch tells him, "When the gong sounds, get the hell out of there. Neither of you are up for the bloodbath at the cornucopia. Clear out, put as much distance as you can between you or between yourselves and the others. Then find a source of water. Got it?
And after that, I ask,
Stay
stay alive.
alive."
Uh,
It's the same advice he gave us on the train. but he's not drunk and laughing this time, and we only nod. What else is there to say? This is, yeah, no, like same, like same. It's a really really powerful like just little moment here, you know. Uh, Katniss heads to her room. Peeta lingers to talk to Portia, but Katniss quickly realizes. Um,
Wait, before uh
was there a point that you highlighted that I didn't?
no, but no, okay, it's whatever. Go on.
Okay. It takes Katniss approximately 5 seconds to realize that she'll never get us any sleep. Um, and she needs it desperately because in the arena, every moment that she gives into sleep will be an invitation to death. And we've all been this nervous about something.
Oh yeah.
Like
first day of school.
First day of school, a big like family vacation, like you're going to Disney tomorrow and you can't sleep because you're excited. Now, that is a like Katniss is going on the wrong kind of a vacation. The
return of rebel.
You know, but we've all had those nerves in us.
The ultimate long vacation.
Right? We've all had those nerves in us though where we just can't sleep because we're so nervous or wired or excited about something. Yeah. So that's a very understandable emotion.
I would I feel like yes, it's you know, not what is the word I am looking for?
I don't know. I'm not in your head.
Probably a good thing it's scary in here.
Yeah, I know. Same.
Yes, of course. She comes in and she cleans off the makeup and everything before going to bed. I do like the fact that she's like, I pull on a thick fleecy nightgown, and it's like,
cozy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, oh, this sounds.
We've
so
all
warm.
had like a thick fleece blanket or something like that, where it's just very comfortable and warm and perfect for colder weather.
Yeah. Oh, and after her shower, she notes that all that remains of the design team efforts are the flames on her nails. I decide to keep them as a reminder of who I am to the audience. Katniss, the girl who was on fire.
And I actually highlighted Katniss, the girl who was on fire, because she referred to herself as that.
Yeah.
But I did not highlight anything else, so my brain skipped over it.
No, that's fair. But then, yeah, she lays down in bed, and within 5 seconds, she's like,
yeah, and then she just proceeds to kind of lay there. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours pass, and she's like, crap, I can't get sleepy.
Yeah. Because she's just, her brain is doing too many things. You know? She can't stop thinking about
the terrain. She's like, is it gonna be desert, swamp, a frigid wasteland? She's like, these are the options.
She's hoping that there's going to be trees, because those offer like concealment and food and shelter. But it's it's not just terrain, it's everything about, what she is gonna go into that she just can't stop thinking about. We've all been there where we're that nervous and we're trying so desperately to see the future.
Right. She's what she even like says here. Often there are trees because barren landscapes are dull. And the games resolve too quickly without them. But what will the climate be like? What traps have the game makers hidden to liven up slower moments? And then there are, she's also thinking about her fellow tributes. The more anxious I am to find sleep, the more it eludes me. Finally, I am too restless to even stay in bed, and I pace the floor, heart pounding, breathing too short. My room feels like a prison cell. If I don't get air soon, I'm gonna start throwing things again. At this moment,
she's referring back to when she like broke all the
when dishes. She had a food fight with herself and lost.
Or one, depends on how you look at it.
Well, she ended up with cuts on her hands, so I think she lost.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Broken plate 1.
Broken plate 1, Katniss 0.
I love that we were making the same joke right there.
Katniss takes off. She's just like,
Yeah.
I gotta get the hell out of here. She's like, takes off
I
towards
gotta
the
get
door
outta
that
here.
leads to the roof and realizes that it's open.
Yeah. Not only is it unlocked, but it is
A jar. She's gonna have to take the lid off to get outside, but I'm sorry, that was such a bad joke.
I was about to say I don't know how she could like how a door became a jar, but like I feel like that's kind of gonna be awkward to get around. So, we're
both making bad jokes here.
Yep. And she's like, perhaps someone forgot to close it, but it doesn't matter. The energy field enclosing the roof prevents any desperate form of escape. just imagine, okay, if there wasn't the force field there, after she says the roof is not lit up, but there are lights coming up from the street. So imagine, there's a party going on in the street, and then all of a sudden,
wham!
Does anyone hear that? I'm going to hell.
Yes, you are. You in fact are. Oh god. Because there is in fact a party going on below.
Yeah.
Katniss can hear the music, and the cars and everything that could not be heard from her room. But she also sees the silhouette of one Peeta Mellark.
Yep.
And she's like, what difference does it make if we speak or not? And then she just walks up behind him and goes, hey, shouldn't you be like, getting some sleep? And she scares him a bit, but he doesn't turn around.
He just like shakes his head and
ever so slightly. He's like, I didn't want to miss the party. It's for us after all.
And
damn it, I hate you so much. Because now I just picture Peeta just
hey guys.
Which like, oh, I hate you.
I hate me too.
Damn it. All right. Suicide is not funny. It's really not.
No, but it's not that's funny. It's the everything around it that is.
All right. Could you imagine Peeta with a parachute? Just
sailing on home.
Like, just the thought of Peeta with a parachute is a wild thought to me. Or any of them with a parachute is a wild thought to me. Which is weird because they have, like, fancy electric ladders, which we'll get to in a moment.
Yeah, they have, like, so many other things, but I can't imagine anyone in the entire series using a parachute.
Yeah, going skydiving.
Yeah, no, if, honestly...
Or ziplining.
If any of them are skydiving, they're doing it without a parachute, and it's gonna be the last thing they're doing.
I mean, like, there was the war, so I imagine like they had some kind of like paratroopers or something during the war.
And we know they have parachutes.
Do we?
Yes. What do you? That's what the stuff in their.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like human-sized parachutes.
Right. But it just went out of. It did not want to focus on my face. That's fine. I wouldn't want to focus on my face either. But
it's hard to picture any of them using a full like human-sized parachute.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have got off onto a tangent here.
Yeah, but I need a moment.
What's the matter?
I need a moment. All right.
So Katniss saddles up beside him. Sidles, is that the word?
Mm-hmm.
Sidles? Okay, saddles, yeah. And I almost said sidles, but my brain was like, that's not a word.
Yeah, saddles is the thing that you like put Shut up, Shaggy. No, I'm kidding. Please be quiet. We are recording. Um, Saddles are the things that you put on horses.
Yeah, no, it just Seidels didn't sound right in my head when I was thinking it. Anyway, she walks up to Peeta, um, and looks over the edge of the rail and sees the wide streets are full of dancing people. She squints to try to make out their tiny figures. Are they in costumes?
And Peter's just like, who can tell with all the crazy clothes they wear here? And then, he's like, couldn't sleep either. She's like, couldn't turn my brain off.
Mm-hmm. And Peeta's like, are you thinking about your family?
And
Katniss
she
is
like, no. And she says that all that she can do is think about tomorrow.
Which I don't see why she feels guilty about that. Like, completely guilty about that. Like, I can understand to some extent, yes. But, like, that is totally understandable to be at the forefront of her mind.
Yeah.
To be worried about that. So I don't understand why she feels...
I mean, and it's not like that she hasn't spent every other day in the Capitol worrying about her family, right. So she can't spend one night thinking about herself.
Mm-hmm.
But she says that it's pointless to try to think about what's going to happen, in the coming days. And then she sees in the light from below the awkward way that he's holding his hands, because they're all bandaged and stuff, and she's like, I really am sorry about your hands. And he's like, it doesn't matter, Katniss. I've never been a contender in these games anyway. It's like, dude.
Yeah, Katniss says the right thing, is like, that's no way to be thinking.
He's like, why not? It's true. My best hope is not to disgrace myself. And
like, what?
I don't know how to say it exactly. Only I want to die as myself. Does that make any sense? And Katniss shakes her head, and she's like, how could he die as anyone but himself?
Mm-hmm.
And I get what she's thinking very literally.
Where Pete is like, I don't want them to change me in there, to turn me into some kind of monster that I'm not.
And, she's like, I bite my lip feeling inferior. While I've been ruminating on the availability of trees, Peeta has been struggling with how to maintain his identity, his purity of self. Do you mean you won't kill? I ask. And he's like,
no, when the time comes, I'm sure I'll kill just like everyone else. But I can't go down without a fight. Only I keep wishing I could think of a way to show the Capitol they don't own me, that I'm not just a piece in their games.
And she's like, but you're not. None of us are. That's how the games work.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, but within that framework, there's still you, there's still me. Don't you see? And I think this is the worst response. She's like, a little, only, no offense, but who cares, Peeta?
Yeah.
And it's like, clearly he does. If this is something that he is sitting here struggling, thinking about, clearly he does. And
he's like, what else am I allowed to care about at this point? Care about what Katniss tells him to care about what Haymitch said about staying alive. Peeta
smiles at her and sad and mocking and says, okay, thanks for the tip, sweetheart. And
Katniss is very upset by this.
It's like a slap in the face, his use of Haymitch's patronizing endearment.
Yeah.
Look, if you want to spend the last hours of your life planning some noble death in the arena, that's your choice. I want to spend mine in District 12.
And Peeta's like, it wouldn't surprise me if you do. He's like, in fact, when you get back, give my mother my best.
And she's like, count on it. And then she turns and she leaves.
Yep. And then she spends the rest of the night slipping in and out of a doze. We've all been there as well, where you just can't stay asleep.
Yeah.
Um, and she keeps going back. Her brain keeps going back to the remarks that Peeta made, using Haymitch's
Patronizing endearment.
yeah.
And she's imagining the cutting remarks that she will be making to Peter Millark in the morning. Um, Peter Millark. We'll see how high and mighty he is when he's faced with life and death. He'll probably turn into one of those raging beast tributes, and the kind who tries to eat someone's heart after they've killed them. And then we get this little snapshot of a previous tribute. There was a guy like that a few years ago from District 12 called Titus. He went completely savage, and the game makers had to have him stunned with electric guns. Lord, I can't read today.
Apparently.
To collect the bodies of the players he killed before he ate them. There's no rules in the arena, but cannibalism doesn't play well with the capital audience.
Which I highlighted, or I underlined that, highlighted, however you want to look at it, right? Of all the things that don't play well, it's cannibalism. Even the most sick and twisted people do not agree with cannibalism.
Oh,
except for maybe cannibals.
Because I think for the capital audience, it's like, well, we're gonna have to see this guy after he gets out of the arena if he wins, and we don't want him to eat us.
That very well could be it, yeah.
Yeah. So they tried to head it off. There's some speculation that the avalanche that finally took Titus out was specifically engineered to ensure the victor was not a lunatic.
So Katniss at some point in there falls asleep and wakes up in the morning, and when she gets up in the morning, she doesn't see Peeta. Senna comes to get her before dawn. And gives her a simple shift to wear, which I'm not sure what that is.
It's
almost like a robe, maybe?
No, it's closer to like a slip.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. Because the final dressing and preparations will be done within the catacombs under the arena. A hovercraft appeared out of thin air. So they're on the roof at this point. A hovercraft appears out of thin air.
No, imagine if they were still in a room.
Just the same type of hovercraft that she saw the day in the woods when the redheaded girl was taken, and subsequently turned into an Avox.
Yeah. And the moment she places her hands and feet on the lower rungs of the ladder, instantly she is frozen.
Some sort of current glues her to the ladder while she's lifted safely inside.
And when she, gets inside, she's expected to be released from the ladder, but she's not. And then a woman in a white coat appears and is like carrying what I imagine to be a huge
massive
syringe.
Massive. I almost imagine it as the size of this needle is almost what I imagine the fearsome needle being.
The fearsome?
The fearsome needle, the fear simulation in Divergent. It's almost what I imagine that syringe to be like.
I mean, maybe, because there is a transmitter in the serum.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, because the transmitter... you talking about the attack simulation tracker, like serum? Because that was a big needle for the attack sim.
Right.
But anyway, that's we'll get to that book.
Yeah, eventually.
If we can ever get through the Hunger Games.
Right?
Maybe if we stop tangenting so much.
Absolutely not. But a woman comes up, wearing wearing a gigantic needle,
Wielding a gigantic needle.
and tells Katniss that it is her tracker, and that the stiller she is, the more efficiently she
It can be placed.
Yeah. And Katniss is thinking, still, I'm a statue. But that doesn't prevent her from feeling the pain when the needle is inserted, and the metal tracking device is inserted deep under her skin.
Bedside manner with injections, huh? Just like a Dauntless. And that's why I think that these are one in the same kind of world.
I disagree. Anyway, but now that she's got the tracker, the game makers will always be able to, find her in the arena.
Wouldn't want to lose a tribute.
And as soon as the tracker is placed, she is released, and the woman disappears, and then, Senna is retrieved from the roof. And they
begin making their way towards the arena.
Yeah. An Avox boy on the hovercraft directs her and Senna to a room where she sits and eats as much as she can, even though her stomach is like, I don't want any food.
Yeah, which again, we've all been there.
Oh yeah, no, when I'm that nervous or excited, I get so nauseous. Like the thought of eating, I'm just like,
yeah. So Katniss is making, note of the wilderness and everything beyond the capital, and imagining that this is what a bird sees. Only they're free and safe.
And the very opposite of me.
Yep, the ride lasts about half an hour before the windows black out, suggesting they're nearing the arena. The hovercraft lands. Senna and I go back to the ladder. Only this time it leads down into a tube underground, into the catacombs that lie underneath the arena. We follow instructions to my destination, a chamber for my preparation. In the capital, they call it the lunchroom.
In the district, it's referred to as the stockyard.
Yep.
The place animals go before slaughter.
Everything is brand new. I will be the first and only tribute to use this lunchroom. The arenas are historic sites preserved after the games, popular destinations for capital residents to visit, to vacation, go for a month, rewatch the games, tour the catacombs, visit the sites where the deaths took place, and even take part in reenactments. They say the food's excellent. Which, it's the capital. The food's always excellent. Katniss is at this point struggling to keep her. Wait, no. Let's back up for a second. These people are fucked.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And we try not to swear a whole lot here, but the capital citizens are absolutely just fucked in the head.
Oh yeah. Go for a month, rewatch the games, tour the catacombs. It's like, dude.
What is so interesting about the catacombs after people have been launched from them anyway? Because they're in there for what, maybe an hour?
I don't know.
There's no descriptive time given of how long they're in the catacombs. That's why I said maybe an hour.
There is the possibility that there's more to the catacombs than...
Maybe that's where the food is. Yeah. Have little mini buffets in each of the rooms or something. Oh, nice.
You guys can't see it probably.
Yeah, but Katniss is struggling to keep her breakfast down as she showers and cleans her teeth. Senna does her hair in the simple trademark style of the single braid down her back. Then the clothes arrive, the same for every tribute. Senna has had no say in her outfit.
So I, highlighted that bit, the same for every tribute, specifically because I think that one line was taken for more than just the arena for the tributes. Um, because as we were talking about before during their training sessions, in the book, none of them are dressed alike except for Katniss and Peeta. But in the movie, they're all dressed alike.
Yeah.
So it's like they took this one line
and then
right
if I'm
here.
remembering correctly, isn't what they wear in training basically the same as what they wear in the arena?
No.
In the movie?
No, because in training they've got like short sleeve, like a short sleeve tunic
but
with the stripes on the side or
they're
whatever.
the long
and,
sleeve in the when they go into the arena, right?
Yeah, they've got, their underclothes. It, I mean, she literally goes on to say what.
Yeah, so
though like the colors are different. Because let's see, where does it start?
He helps me dress in the undergarments, simple tawny pants, light green blouse, sturdy brown belt, and a thin hooded black jacket that falls to my thighs. The material in the jacket is designed to reflect body heat. And the boots, worn over skin tight socks, are better than Katniss could have hoped for. A soft leather, not unlike her boots from back home.
So the only thing I'd say from this description to the movie, the only things that are like the same are the boots and the jacket. But in the movie, she's got like a like red or maroon shirt on instead of a green one. And tawny pants. Those like tawny being like
a brownish color,
where
like a tannish brown color.
I believe they've all got black pants in the movie.
I think you're correct.
And so yeah, let's see.
Yeah. Let's see here. She goes on to say that that these boots have a narrow, flexible rubber sole with treads, and that they're good for running, or should be good for running. Katniss thinks that she is done and ready until Cinna pulls out
the Mockingjay pin.
Her Mockingjay pin. This Mockingjay pin.
No, this one. Why is it that when I held mine up,
the camera just decided to go all blurry?
Yeah, it doesn't like me.
Maybe because of the material of the front of the book.
I mean, maybe, but I've shown the book.
Then I couldn't.
Before.
Yeah, then I couldn't tell you.
It just doesn't like me today. That's okay. I don't like me either. Stop it. What?
Stop it. Was just very gay of you.
Thank you. And Katniss is confused. She's like, "Where the hell did you get that thing from?" And Cinna's like, "I got it off the green outfit that you wore on the train." And it's like, "It's your district token, isn't it?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he says that it barely cleared review because some thought that she would be able to use the pin as a weapon, but which would give her an unfair advantage. But eventually, they did let it through. But then he goes on to say they eliminated a ring from the District 1 girl, though. If you twisted the gemstone, a spike popped out, poisoned one. She claimed she had no idea the ring transformed, and there was no way to prove she did, but she lost her token. It's like, she most definitely knew. But again, there was no way to prove it. But even if they could prove that she knew, what are they gonna do?
Right.
Like, because at this point, you know, she's just going in the arena no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Let's see. Senna tells her to make sure, move around, make sure everything is comfortable. So Katniss run in a circle. Walk runs in a circle. She.
Well, she's like, I walk, run in a circle. There are commas there.
Well, I'm more picturing 45-year-old mom on the street just power walking. That's kind of what I imagine Katniss doing, just like power walking in a circle.
I cannot imagine Katniss doing that.
Can't imagine Katniss power walking.
Nope.
That's fair.
This is the girl that hiked her dress up to her thighs. Valid. She ain't power walking. And she swings her arms around and she's like, yes, it's fine. It fits perfectly. Which, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't think saying it's fine and then fits perfectly.
It sounds almost like an oxymoron.
Yeah, it's like, is it not fine or is it perfect?
Right.
Like, because, what?
Then again, there's nothing to do but wait for the call. Unless you think you could eat more, Senna says.
And she's like, absolutely not.
But I'll have some water.
Yeah.
Agua.
And then she, takes tiny sips of the water as her and Senna sit there. And she doesn't want to chew on her nails or her lips, so she ends up gnawing on the inside of her cheek. And if you guys remember, she had bitten her cheek in her sleep a couple nights ago.
Yep, and it still hadn't fully healed.
And so soon she tastes blood. Mm-hmm. But soon the nervousness seeps into terror as she anticipates what's to come. She's like, I could be dead, flat out dead in an hour. Not even. And she obsessively traces the hard little lump on her forearm, where at the where the tracker is injected.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame her. I probably would too. I'd be like,
have you ever had a TB test done, tuberculosis test done?
No.
So they inject a little bit of fluid just underneath the surface of your skin. And they tell you not to touch it, but it beads up just a little bit with a little bubble on your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And you really just want to sit there and play with it, but they tell you not to because, it can it can throw a false positive.
Right.
Or, a false negative, or, it can mess up the test. But it is very so much just akin to that. Like, you just want to, but you can't. Mm-hmm. Now, she does anyway.
Yeah.
But
have you ever seen someone inject like fluids into a cat or a dog?
No.
Because and they get this like hump on their back because it go with a cat you scruff them,
mm-hmm.
and you like poke it and got a little triangle thing going on here, and you stick the needle in there because there's multiple like layers,
right?
So you stick the needle in there and you can fill that area up with fluids, and eventually it'll be absorbed into the body. But you do that, make sure it's sealed and whatever, that it's not leaking, and then they've got like a little camel bag.
That is kind of funny. Where were we here? She's playing with the tracker.
Yeah.
And Senna's like, you want to talk? And Katniss is like,
but I mean, before that, she's like, I press on it, even though it hurts. I press on it so hard, a small bruise begins to form. And it's like,
fair.
Same.
Yeah.
Honestly. Because I probably would do the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. Cinna that does though then ask, "Do you want to talk?"
Yeah.
Katniss just kind of shakes her head, but she holds out her hand to him, and he encloses it in both of his.
And this is how we sit until a pleasant female voice announces it is time to prepare for lunch. And
My heart is beating so fast right now. I'm not even
I
lying, y'all.
I love that moment though. Like he's like, "Would you like to talk?" And she's like, "No." But then she's like, "I would like for you to hold my hand,
Yeah.
please." It's such it's very much like a little girl moment. You
Mm.
know, a little kid moment. For her.
But it also shows how much she trusts Cinna,
Yeah.
and I think it's super important.
Oh, I
And
agree.
then Hamish.
Hamish is not even
Sorry, I
here.
read his name on the end of the page here.
Oh yeah, I see.
But Cinna, leads her towards the tube where she will be launched from. And he just kind of goes into like dad mode. He's like, remember what Hamish said: run, find water, the rest will follow. Um, and remember this: I'm not allowed to bet, but if I could, my money would be on you.
And she's like, "Truly?" And he says, "Truly."
Truly. He leans down and kisses me on the forehead. Good luck, girl on fire. And then no, I've got mad chills right now. Ooh.
Palatos, palatos.
Then a glass cylinder is lowered around me, breaking our handhold, cutting him off from me. He taps his fingers under his chin, head high. Ooh, I've got mad chills right now. I'm
I
sorry, guys.
lift my chin and stand as straight as I can. The cylinder begins to rise. For maybe 15 seconds, I'm in darkness, and then I can feel the metal plate pushing me out of the cylinder into the open air. For a moment, my eyes are dazzled with the bright sunlight, and I'm conscious only of a strong wind with the hopeful smell of pine trees. Then I hear the legendary announcer Claudius Temple Smith as his voice booms around me.
Ladies and gentlemen, let the 74th Hunger Games begin!
And
That's the end of the
where it's-
chapter.
yeah, me
Yeah, I've
too.
got it's not gonna show on camera,
No,
but I've got
there are goosebumps
mad
everywhere.
goosebumps.
Mostly on my legs.
That is the end of chapter 10. Next week we are going into the arena hard stop.
Mm-hmm.
The games will officially begin next week. And at the end of this chapter, it's gonna be really hard to see, but I just wrote, "Here we go." Because it is time. It feels like such a long time to get to this point right here.
Yeah. We're about to enter the arena. And honestly, I'm so excited. But I'm not just excited because we're about to enter the arena. I'm excited for something else too.
Yeah, so we've been teasing for the last couple of weeks that we have a very special first guest librarian, as it were, coming on to guest host with us and discuss chapter 11. He is very, very excited. We're going to be recording this week. We're trying to finalize some few details and everything like that.
But we are so excited
We
to
are
have him
so
on.
excited to have him on. He's
And
a very, very good friend of mine.
This is also the first time that we've been using like gender specific pronouns. Now he's a he.
Yeah.
Every other time it's been they.
But he is very, very excited. He from the very beginning of this, from the inception of this idea for Deep Dive Library, he's has like, been
do it.
A very, very strong supporter. Anytime he is live streaming, yes, he's a live streamer. We will leave his link to his Twitch on the episode that he is in, and to his socials and everything on that episode. But every time I'm in chat or whatever, he's like, how's the show going? How's the show going? How's the show going? Guys, if you haven't yet, check out, check out his show, his podcast, over on YouTube. Like, super, super massive supporter for this.
You've also heard us refer to him as our biggest fan.
Yes, which
Because
I truly, honestly believe that he
yeah,
is.
so
So
sweet.
next week we are going to have the one and only Junior Gaming,
Woo!
or Junior, on here with us to talk about Chapter 11. We
I'm
are
so
we are
excited.
very excited. He is very excited. He has been like rapidly trying to catch up with the books. He's like, so he's been like listening to it, but he's been making notes on other chapters, just so he can interject. If he's got like, if there's a point within this chapter that reflects back to something from earlier on, he's able to make those comments and those remarks. Like he is so so excited, and we are
Mm-hmm.
so excited to
Have
have
him
you on,
on.
Junia. um
We are
from
honestly, I
from the moment we started talking about guest hosts, guest librarians, however we
so
want to
you
look
mean
at
like
it.
the second day that we thought about having or the podcast in general?
Yeah.
Um
Well, since things actually started coming together and we really started to make headway going into this, I wanted to have him on since the beginning.
I don't think that there would have that there is honestly, of all the people that I would love to have on this podcast, I don't think there's anyone better to be our first guest.
Than someone who is incredibly, incredibly, incredibly community oriented. This man,
He's so supportive,
of anything and
so
everything that
excited,
anyone does. Um,
which makes
and
me more
like
excited.
he's probably, gonna be watching this when it goes up.
We're so excited to have you on. Not that
And
you don't already know that, but
he's gonna
just
get
gotta
to
tell
this
you
point and he's gonna
again.
be like, oh guys, stop.
He's like, you
But
can
no,
make
it's
me
true.
blush.
Like
He's gonna
ever
be blushing
since
as hard as Katniss.
ever since I had gotten the idea to have him on, it was something that we had been talking about, but we wanted to wait for the right moment to have someone on. And then we're like, well, why don't we do it when, we were trying to figure it out. And then we go, wait a minute, why not do it when we go into the arena?
Originally, you had suggested doing it for episode 10, so it'd be a
Yeah.
nice even number. And then I was like, wait. And I opened the book and I rifled through and I was like, no, let's do it episode or chapter 11. And you were like, why? And I said, because that is when we go into the arena. And you were like, yes.
Yep, I sure was. That's exactly how I said it. I was like, yes. Yeah, so Junia, next week, buddy, you're gonna be sitting right here.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, if I can get it set up right, you might actually be sitting right here in between us. That would be a little funny.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Maybe if we do use the green screen, we can just have it set up. I might have a couple of ideas.
We'll have to figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We got some time. So
We got like a couple days.
join us next week for chapter 11 with Junior 84X over on Twitch. The episode will still, it'll come out on its regular time at Monday at 3. But yeah, guys, stay tuned for that. And then after that episode goes up, run and support that man with everything you have.
Because he's
with
so sweet.
everything you have. But yeah, I think that covers everything.
You know what I just realized?
Huh?
This will be the first time that I have actually directly interacted with Junior.
Yeah.
Because every other time it has been through you when you'd like play like
American Truck Sim
with him, and I'd have questions. And I would ask you the questions, and then you would ask him the questions.
Right. Or he would hear the questions and answer, and I would just give you an answer back. Yeah. So we are very, very excited about this. Junior, if you watch this Monday when it goes out, we will see you,
tomorrow.
We will see you tomorrow, as it were, when this goes up. Because we actually had time this week to record ahead of time, which is lovely. But yeah, we are very excited. We thank you guys so much for sticking with us this far into the book. There is still so much left to do. We're only at chapter 11. We still have the entire games to go through, and the fallout, as it were, after the games, and some very, very important things that happen at the end of this book that really set up the rest of the story going forward. But before we can get there, Katniss has to start her time in the games.
And for that, we need Junior.
Yep. So, guys, thank you so much. We hope you are as excited for our first guest
as we are.
As we are, and as he is. He's so excited. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and always.
Also, before, I know, like, we will get into this, next week when we actually have him on here. But also, Junior, thank you for taking the time out of your busy life and busy schedule to come on our podcast.
Yes.
We very much appreciate it.
Yeah. We very much appreciate it. And I know you appreciate the offer to be the first, because we've talked about this a little bit, so, and we'll kind of dive into that a little bit. We'll definitely just do a little bit of conversation at the start of next week's episode. Sure. And kind of make sure, everyone is comfortable with each other and everything. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, it is actually a little bit of a shorter one. We're just coming in at the hour and 16-minute mark.
Yeah.
I think we
it's a quarter after an hour.
But we definitely appreciate you guys. If you guys enjoyed this episode of the Deep Dive Library, please make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you would like to.
And let us know how excited you are. For next week's video.
And Junior, when you watch this, drop that comment, buddy, and let the viewers know just how excited you are for this coming up episode. But as always, please, please, please remember. Wow, my brain stopped for a second.
To renew your copy.
To renew your books on the way out the door.
Because this is not a week that you're gonna want to forget.
Yeah, if you don't renew your book this week, you can't come back next week. So remember, to renew your copy of your book, and we will see you right back here in the library.
Yeah, if you don't renew your copy, we're gonna charge you 10 cents a day.
True library status right there.
Yeah.
But we will see you guys right back here in the library next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.